All right, so today I'm gonna be taking you guys through my top 3 chest exercises that took my chest from this to this. My top 3 chest exercises start off with number 1, incline barbell press on the Smith machine. Number 2 is chest press on the chest press machine. And thirdly is low to high cable flies. In this video, I'm gonna be breaking down exactly how I do them, from form cues to rep scheme to little tips and tricks that really help me develop my chest overall. Now, a couple thoughts before we get started. Number 1, this is not science-based at all. This is just an accumulation of all my experiences when it comes to lifting and what's really helped me develop my chest. Secondly, I train for aesthetics and more so for bodybuilding, so you'll notice that a lot of these exercises focus on overall chest development, but especially on the upper chest. Focusing on upper chest really gives you that fuller Superman type look. For rep scheme, for all my chest workouts, I do 5 sets. I do anywhere between 6 to 10 reps, 5 sets. For the first 4 sets, I pyramid up in weight, and for that last set, I do a drop set pretty much until failure. Exercise number 1. Incline barbell press on the Smith machine specifically. Now, the reason why I like to do incline barbell press on the Smith machine is for a couple different reasons. Number 1, there's nothing wrong with dumbbells. Dumbbells are great. You still get a good amount of stimulus for your upper chest if you're doing incline with the dumbbells. However, for me, I feel like I just can't push myself as hard. So if you imagine yourself, right, and you're using 100-pound dumbbells and you have to bring them up to your knees and then you have to like swing them up to get in position, I feel like your risk of injury is a lot higher in doing that, because say you accidentally bring the dumbbell up like this and you accidentally over rotate this way, you could tear your rotator cuff. Or even after you're doing your set and say you're on your 10th rep on incline dumbbell and you drop it, the weights could bounce back up if you drop them like too hard or do something to like tear your pec. So that's why personally I like to use barbell, because I could just focus all my attention on pushing rather than trying to stabilize with dumbbells. The Smith machine is also great because you can go really heavy without the fear of dying if you fail on a rep. You can just like re-rack it. Now, I know a lot of times the Smith machine is not available, but honestly guys, I think it's so worth it from just being able to focus on my upper chest and pushing as hard as I possibly can and going heavy. It is annoying to get the bench set up correctly, but once the bench is set up correctly, you don't have to move it anymore. Whereas like for the dumbbells, you need to put the dumbbells away, you need to come back, and I don't know, maybe I'm just lazy, but yeah, I think that the incline barbell press on the Smith machine is just a lot easier to set up and less work, and you get to push a lot harder. Now, when you're on the bench, you basically want to make sure that your shoulders are retracted and you want to make sure that they're locked into the bench. So how I do this is I retract my shoulder blades by going up, shrugging back, and shrugging down. And this is the position that you want to be locked into. So up, back, down, locked into the bench, and then you're set up like this. I personally use a medium grip because wide grip just feels a little too out there for me, and I feel like I have a tendency to flare out my elbows if I have a wider grip. Closer grip makes me feel like I'm focusing a little too much on my triceps, so medium grip is perfect for me. Now, for the angle of your bench, you want to make sure that it's anywhere between 15 and 45 degrees. The lower the angle, the stronger you'll be, so you want to make sure that it is at an incline. So I try to go about 30 degrees. Anything more than 45 degrees, it becomes more of a front delt and shoulder exercise. So think of like overhead press, for example. You're literally like 90 degrees standing straight up vertically. So you want to find that middle ground between completely vertical and completely flat. So around here. You're gonna wanna keep your elbows at a 45-degree angle. Again, you don't wanna flare it out. You don't want it to be too close. You want it to be at a 45-degree angle. And then for the bar path, I like to bring it all the way down and get right above kind of like where my nipple is. So like around here. Now, when it comes to bar path and speed, I do this for every type of exercise, but essentially I'm gonna wanna unrack and you're gonna go slow and controlled on the way down. Again, pausing at the bottom, kind of right above nipple height, and you're gonna hold there for like a second or two, just to keep yourself honest in terms of controlling the weight. And then you're gonna wanna explode on the way up, but don't go all the way to the point of lockout, because once you lock out, it's kind of dangerous for your joints. And also you kind of tend to lose your tightness. So you wanna keep that tension the entire time, especially when you're at the peak of the contraction, and then slowly bring it back down again. It's very much a slow and controlled weighted stretch. A bonus tip is if you're really struggling to feel your upper chest is, again, to really focus on that pause. Another slight bonus tip is when you're at the peak of the eccentric and getting that stretch, almost like trying to get your chest to the ceiling so that when the bar meets your chest, it like meets at the middle, and then you're gonna complete your rep. So I like to do the chest press machine secondly after I do the incline on the Smith machine, because I feel like it keeps me honest in terms of making sure I completely fry the rest of my chest, because now this is more so focused on your mid chest. So pretty much the same thing as the incline Smith machine press. You're pretty much gonna wanna retract your scapula. So up, back, down, lock it back into the bench. You're gonna stay tight, grab the chest press handles. You're gonna push all the way, don't lock out, keep the tension on your chest, and then slowly bring the machine back down. Have your chest meet where the line is. And honestly, the limiting factor on a chest press machine is your own mobility, because you can stretch pretty far if it's like a good machine. And then the key thing here is you do not want to let your shoulders take over in the workout. You're going to be using your front delts a little bit anyways because it's a pressing movement, but you really want to focus on your chest. So make sure that your chest is the thing that's pushing and controlling the weight back down. Now again, guys, the way that I train is more so like weighted stretching. So a lot of these workouts really focus on being able to stretch your muscles and stretch your chest as far as it possibly can, and then doing a rep. Machine presses could be a great tool for muscle hypertrophy because they eliminate stability demands, allowing you to focus purely on muscle activation. I love using this machine, especially because I can go really heavy if I want to, while keeping the tension exactly where I want it to be. All right, exercise number 3, low to high cable flies. Ugh, guys, I feel like this is one of those workouts where I didn't quite get it before, but once I got it, it just clicked. And the mind muscle connection that I have on my upper chest, I feel the absolute most with low to high cable flies. And honestly, I give a lot of credit to this exercise because 1, it unlocked that mind muscle connection for me, and 2, I just genuinely think that it helped the most in developing that upper shelf look for my chest. So how you're gonna wanna set up for this is you're gonna set the cables low, grab the handles, and then you're gonna step slightly forward. Keep a slight bend in your elbows and think of the motion as a scooping motion. So instead of kind of just bringing it diagonally in front of you, think of it as you're pushing out and then you're pushing up. And I think that mental cue really helped me feel my upper chest. I think a lot of people in general have the tendency to bring the cables like diagonally in front of them, like just straight up like this, when it's really kind of like a scoop. You're gonna bring your hands towards your upper chest, and then when you're at the peak of the contraction, you're gonna wanna hold it there for about a second or 2. Don't let the weight just yank back down. You're gonna slowly control the weight back down and let it stretch completely until you pretty much can't go anymore. Obviously, don't do it into the point of discomfort or pain. And then you're gonna wanna stay in that pocket for about a second or 2, and then you're gonna do another rep. I feel like fly movements in general just create a better stretch, and also because the tension is just there the whole time. A lot of people tend to go a little too heavy on flies, and then that's when their shoulders start to come into play because their body's compensating because their chest isn't strong enough. So don't be afraid to go a little lower in weight for this to make sure that you're feeling it correctly. All right, so I know I said my top 3 chest exercises, but I'm gonna throw in this extra 4th one because this one's really personal for me. And that 4th one is weighted dips. I originally started off with calisthenics when I was kind of too intimidated to go to the gym. So I think this one's near and dear to my heart because I've been doing dips for pretty much as long as I've been working out. Dips hit your lower chest and your triceps. However, you can also angle your body a little bit differently to focus more on your chest and have it be more chest dominant. Now, again, if this feels uncomfortable for your shoulders or feels uncomfortable to kind of reposition yourself in the dip form, then don't do it, but I personally love these. So the way I do it is I lean slightly forward when I'm in the dip position to emphasize the chest. And then I'm gonna go down nice and slow and controlled. And when I'm at the peak of the stretch, I'm gonna, again, hold there for about a second before I start going up for the concentric part of the exercise. It's totally fine if you're only able to go 90 degrees. I actually try to go more than 90 degrees just because I feel the stretch a lot better. And that's a lot of where the magic happens. You're gonna push back up while keeping tension on your chest, not just your triceps, and then go to the point of, again, not locking out, but just to the point right before. And then when you're at the peak of the contraction, hold there for a second and then do it for reps. I think dips are a fantastic addition to anyone's chest routine just because it's fun to work with your body weight as well as just add on extra weight, like weighted calisthenics. I feel like I can go pretty heavy on these, which is always a fun time, right? So if weighted dips hurts your shoulders or like increases your odds of injury, I don't recommend doing them. Again, I personally just love doing these and they've helped my overall chest development a ton. And if you do them right, you get such a deep chest separation and stretch that I don't feel from any other workout. And there you have it, guys. Those are my top 3 with the bonus extra personal 4 chest exercises that completely changed the way my chest looked and really helped me develop my chest. You have incline barbell press on the Smith machine, the chest press machine, low to high cable flies, and you have weighted dips. Let me know down in the comments if you have any questions and I'd be more than happy to answer them. And also let me know if you have any other chest exercises that you guys personally love to do. I would love to incorporate any new chest exercises that I haven't typically done or I just don't typically do. If you enjoyed this content, drop a like just so that I know what you guys like. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Mad love.